Did you get engaged over the summer? Are you planning to pop the question in the near future? Either way, we've got the Chief Engagement Officer and co-owner of Engaged Diamond Studio, Ji Song, and creative director and co-owner of Engaged Diamond Studio, Mariam Song. Good to have you both here.
Great to be here, Val.
Is this a busy time of year for you guys?
You know what? It's engagement buying pretty much happens all year round. There really isn't a season for it. So it actually, I mean, statistically, people actually, the most popular season actually would be Christmas, New Year's. But generally, people get engaged all year round, so it's pretty steady all year round.
So they're thinking about it. The question poppers are thinking about it right now, mulling it over in their minds. You've brought beautiful selections of some of the rings, just some of the rings.
That's right.
How many rings have you got?
You know what, we, in our showroom itself, we've got over about 2,000 styles. We actually have about almost close to 9,000 styles that we've designed, but we'll actually never put them all out because people will be stuck there
forever. Oh, you'd never choose. It'd be overwhelming, wouldn't it?
And really all it is it's just a starting off point. Just for them to understand what are the styles that I'm gravitating towards. And so, you know, whether they come into the store and they want to go exactly with what they see, they can go ahead with that. Or what our specialty is really custom designing the pieces.
Let's talk a little bit about where you start when it comes to a custom design. What is this?
That's a wax prototype. So I should kind of just start off and just let people know that the rings that are out here, these are not real. They look real, but these are not real. And so what allows people to do, so this is a prototype, this is what people will end up with. Once they've looked around, they may come in with a sketch or an idea. And once we kind of have a starting off point, we'll create preview versions, if you will. Okay. And that's where what you're seeing there is what we call a wax prototype. It's custom designed to a person's finger, to the dimensions of the stone that they're looking at. In terms of how they may end up there, so when they come in, we mentioned that we have over 2,000 styles that are out in our showroom. They're not actually real. They look real, as you'll see. They look
so real.
They do. And they're actually all out in the open. It's kind of neat. You're able to just come in, try on as many rings as you want.
Yeah, and get a true sense. I mean, these wax prototypes are great, but you can't get a true sense of what it's going to look like in the end until you see it glimmering and catching the light, right? In the color that you're thinking of.
Yeah, and so one of the things that we will do, we'll actually, when you come in, we'll give you a tray like this. There's actually multiple trays. We have women that will have 4 or 5 trays. They'll use their hands, whatever it is. And we'll just encourage you to just treat these as starting points. So you may see something you like about a certain ring, but it's 60% there. We just advise them to hold on to it. They say, I might like how this ring looks from this angle, but I like the width of this. I like how the stone is set in that. I like the color of this. Like, it's just all over the place, but it's the beauty of it. They're able to kind of create something unique, something that really expresses who they are.
And that doesn't drive you crazy? That would drive me crazy to have people trying to narrow down their choices like that.
Everyone, you know what, we're all trained we're all diamond consultants, but we're also all trained in the design elements. So basically what we want to do, we want to be able to be there for our clients so that we can really bring to life what they have in their mind, because sometimes that can be tricky, right? You may have these great ideas, but it's about getting it down to the ring.
Now, cost-wise, if you want to go the custom route, is that going to knock that price tag way out of range?
You know what? Actually, it's funny that's a really good question, Val. So jewelry is actually one of the few areas where actually custom designing a piece can often generally be cheaper than if it was finished.
How so?
It's kind of weird, but let's just say these rings were real.
Okay.
I literally have, these would be a few $100,000 worth of diamonds, so jewelry tied up in inventory essentially. Jewelry at the end of the day is not a fast moving product. It's not like a variety store where I am running out of diamonds all the time. I wish it was the case, but it generally is not the case. So, so what that means is, let's just say this is the perfect ring that you've been looking for your whole entire life. Beautiful, right?
Perfect.
Exactly. I may have built that 4 years ago. My inventory, my investment was tied up in that piece for 4 years. I had to pay rent, I had to pay staff. So because of that,
that's reflected in the price
markup.
tag.
Exactly. So traditionally, the markup in finished jewelry is quite high. And so what's kind of interesting is because we don't have any of our capital tied up in inventory, we can actually custom build a ring for cheaper than if you saw it finished anyhow. And so it's kind of a backwards thing, but it's just a win-win situation.
Makes sense.
You know, an engagement ring is one of the few things that a woman will wear every day of her life. So you want it to really reflect who you are. and it allows you to do that.
I see that you've brought a lot of colored stones. Are people going that route with diamond engagement rings or
Absolutely.
engagement rings in general?
Absolutely.
Especially in the last couple of years, we've really seen a huge
Yeah.
emergence in it, and that's the nice thing. It doesn't, diamonds. You don't necessarily have to have your engagement ring with a diamond. You can do a gemstone. It can be something that, for instance, some of our clients like to go with their actual birthstone,
Yeah.
but others, they like a certain color, and then they can go with that.
Let's see the store, because this would give people a sense of what their shopping experience would be like
Yeah.
when they are about to select it. Look at that, gorgeous. So you can wander around, reach in, grab these rings to try on. Is that right?
That's basically it. I mean, you can hold on to as many styles as you want, and that's the best way to do it, because sometimes you see something in a picture, but really you've got to try it on in order to get a sense of what it looks like on your finger, something that you may like.
Should guys and should the fiancés be coming together, or are guys still enjoying the surprise of presenting the ring to their fiancé?
That's a great question. Sometimes the guys come in alone and they want to surprise her, and and then sometimes the couple comes together and they like to design the process. Like, we really, we don't have a set formula in how it works. We really just want to curtail it to the individual, to the couple, and just let their story shine.
Is this citrine? What is this?
That actually is a type of yellow topaz, but citrine would look similar to that.
Yes.
That's a beautiful thing about it too. Sometimes people have specific stones that they like.
How much would this be, G?
That's a really great question. So this is where the beauty of the custom design also works. So something like that, client will say, how much is that? And there's a lot of different variables that we can work with. We can customize it to your budget range. So I could tell you, literally, I could build that for $3,000. We could build it for up to over $30,000.
EngageDiamonds.com. When we come back, some sweet treats that we can eat from J'adore Cakes. Oh, these are gorgeous. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks.
I had to